Let's do a joke. Let's cheer up the world. 30 seconds. The couple who could not afford to go to Niagara Falls on their honeymoon, they went to the car wash instead. And there was a sign in front of a house that said drum set for sale. And the sign in front of the house next door said, "Hooray!" Welcome to 30 Seconds. Bob said to Paul, "You remind me of Dan Smith." Paul said, "I'm not a thing like Dan Smith." Bob says, "Oh, yes, you are. You both owe me $10. A husband wanted to compliment his wife on the fact that she still looks so young after so many years. And he said, "Honey, you look the same as you did 25 years ago." And she said, "That's because I'm wearing the same dress." A midget fortune teller escaped from jail. The headline in the newspaper was, "Small Medium at Large." This is 30 Seconds with Glendora. And how are you? And let's cheer each other up with a joke. The exasperated daddy said, "Son, you have to learn from the mistakes of others. You simply do not have time to make them all yourself." Hi, my dear friends. How are you today? A young lady was asked by her minister, "When are you thinking of getting married?" And she said, "Constantly." "George, you've been up to that buffet table 7 times. Aren't you ashamed?" the wife said. And he said, "Oh no, honey, I keep telling him it's for you." A man said before he was married, he had no children and 3 theories about raising children. He said, "Now I'm married, I have 3 children and no theories." The teacher said, "If you put your hand in your left pants pocket and you had $5, and then you put your hand in the right pants pocket and you had $10, what would you have?" And the boy said, "Somebody else's pants on." The girl said, "My boyfriend and I have a strange and wonderful relationship. He's strange and I'm wonderful." The football fan went to sleep, of course, Monday night football, and his wife woke him up in the morning and she says, wake up, it's 20-7. And he says, "Whose favor?" "And did you hear about the football team that turned down their invitation to the Sugar Bowl because the quarterback had diabetes?" Hi there, folks. The Czech athlete was in the eye doctor's office, and the eye doctor says, "Can you read that bottom line on the chart?" And the Czech athlete says, "Read it. I know him." You can always count on your undertaker. He's the last person in the world to let you down. And there was an unusual obituary in the newspaper. It says the family requests that you send all donations to MasterCard, Visa, and American Express. Well, hi there, everybody. Why was the teacher angry at the owl? Because he didn't give a hoot. And are school bus drivers rude? Yes, they are. They are always telling people where to get off. Hey, welcome to 30 Seconds. 30 Seconds of Good Cheer. The lawyer said to the judge, I want a new trial on the basis of new evidence. The judge says, what's the new evidence? And the lawyer said, I just found out that my client has another $10,000. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to 30 Seconds. The lawyer said to his client, yes, I'll take the case on a retainer basis. That will be $2,000 a week, and that entitles you to 2 questions. And the client says, $2,000 a week and 2 questions. Isn't that expensive? The lawyer said, well, maybe it is. What's your second question? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Said the lawyer, the bricks in the wall are loose. We have a great case. We'll sue Mother Goose. Folks, welcome to 30 Seconds. I believe that law students in law school are taught, if you know the law, you hammer the law. If you know the facts, you hammer the facts. And if you don't know either, you hammer the table. Hi, everybody. The lawyer wrote a paper of 5,000 words, and he called it a brief. And the athlete was asked, how much money do you have in the bank? And he said, I don't know. I haven't shaken it lately. And did you know that the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body? And the left side of the brain controls the right side of the body. Therefore, folks, only those people who are left-handed are in their right minds. Hi there, everybody. The professor said to the student, what do you know about the speed of light? And the student said, nothing, sir, except it gets here too early in the morning. And have you noticed that teenagers always brighten up a home? Always. They forget to turn out the lights. And in Little League, you have 5 pitches. A low ball, a high ball, a slow ball, a fast ball, and one that you hope will reach the plate. Well, hello, everybody. Here we are on 30 Seconds with Glendora to cheer up everybody. This is 30 Seconds of Goodwill. The Master of Ceremonies at the lodge meeting announced that the Grand Invincible Potentate would not attend the meeting tonight. His wife won't let him out of the house. Now then, you have heard of the TV show 60 Minutes? Well, welcome to the name of this TV show, 30 Seconds. 30 Seconds with Glendora. A man had been married 25 years and he wanted to give his wife a bouquet of flowers. And she's in the kitchen slaving over a hot stove, and he wants to know what is her favorite flower for the bouquet. And he said, "Dear, what is your favorite flower?" And she said, "Pillsbury." The teacher said, if you put your hand into your left pants pocket and you found $5, and then you put your hand into your right pants pocket and you found $10, what would you have? And the boy said, somebody else's pants on. Is your husband being helped by taking that course in psychology on decision making? Oh yes. He does the wrong thing much faster now. And how does Robert get his exercise? He gets his exercise, folks, simply by jumping to conclusions and stretching the truth. And you know what a celebrity is? A celebrity is somebody who works all of his life to be famous, and then he wears dark glasses so nobody will recognize him. Hi there, everybody. The doctor said to Harry, you need a change and a rest. Go to a hotel and get a change and a rest. So Harry went to the hotel. The bellhop got the change, and the hotel got the rest. Folks, do you know the nice thing about being an American? It's the last 4 letters. You're right, I can. How did the farmer plant his potatoes so that he didn't have to water them? He planted the onions next to the potatoes, and the onions made the potatoes' eyes water. Mummy, why do people laugh up their sleeve? Mummy, that's where their funny bone is. The counterfeiter said to the clerk, can you change this $18 bill? And the clerk says, sure. What do you want? 3 6s or 2 9s? Oh, an old maid put an ad in a newspaper for her husband. And she got 100 replies, and they all said the same thing. You can have mine. Hi there, everybody. Adam is talking to God, and Adam says, God, why did you make Eve? God says, well, I thought you were lonesome. Well, God, why did you make her so beautiful? So you would like her. Well, God, why did you make her so dumb? So she would like you. Welcome to 30 Seconds with Glendora, the world's tiniest television show. Folks, did you know that computers are in the Bible? Yes, they are. Eve said to Adam, do you want an apple too? Buddy, a church had a Bible selling contest, and the man who sold the most Bibles stuttered severely. And the parishioners asked him, how did you sell the most Bibles? And what did you say? And he said, I just said, you want to buy a Bible, or do you want me to read it to you? Welcome to 30 Seconds, the world's tiniest TV show. This is Glendora. An earthquake was reported to be on its way in California, so the couple sent their young son deep into the interior with an uncle where he would be safe. In 2 days, they got an email. Returning the boy. Send the earthquake. Folks, a truck driver was eating his lunch in a truck stop. 3 motorcyclists came in, parked their motorcycles outside and came in. And one motorcyclist turned over the glass of water of the truck driver. Another one turned over the truck driver's cup of coffee. And a third one turned over the truck driver's plate of food. So the truck driver got up, paid his bill, and went out. And one motorcyclist said to the other, well, he's not much of a fighter, is he? And the man who owned the truck stop's looking out the window and he says, he's not much of a driver either. He just ran over 3 motorcycles. Welcome to 30 Seconds with Glendora. The boss said to one of his employees, you are just like a son to me, surly, insolent, and uncooperative. The teacher said, write an essay about life in colonial times. And the boy wrote, life in colonial times was tough. The kids had to play their video games by candlelight. Welcome to 30 Seconds. Teacher, what is an indentured servant? Boy, an indentured servant is a slave with false teeth. The Eskimo daddy was sitting with his son in the igloo and reading the son the nursery rhymes. And the daddy said, little Jack Horner sat in a corner. And the little Eskimo son said, Daddy, what is a corner? Don't you love it when the family is so wealthy they buy a boy for the dog? And don't you love it when the undertaker signs his letters, eventually yours? And don't you love it when, well, Daddy, what causes rain? Daddy, high pressure areas, cold fronts, and the first day of your vacation. And folks, do you know what a rare book is? It's a book you loan somebody and that person returns it. Dear friends, welcome to the world's tiniest television show, 30 Seconds with Glendora. The chief executive officer said to an employee, you're just like a son to me, surly, insolent, and uncooperative. What will I do? I erased all of those jokes. I didn't mean to erase them. And I erased all of those jokes in the yellow blazer with the yellow hat. I think I just have to tell it to them all over again. Teacher, write an essay about life in colonial times. Well, life in colonial times was tough. The kids had to play their video games by candlelight. What is an indentured servant? An indentured servant is a servant with false teeth. The boss is a Renaissance man. Really? Yes. All of his ideas come from the 14th century. Hold still. What a dumb thing to do. Would you like to see the cuckoo come out of the cuckoo clock? The grandmother asked. And the granddaughter says, yes, please. And I would like to see grandfather come out of the grandfather clock. The honeymoon couple returned, and he said, dear, now we have to settle down to business. Do you want to be president or vice president? And she says, you can be both, dear. I'll just be the treasurer. Old high school principals never die. They just lose their faculties. Harry said, I don't want to go to school today. The kids don't like me. The teachers don't like me. The superintendent doesn't like me. Mother said, you are going to school today. You have much to learn. You have much to offer. And besides, you're 45 years old and the principal. How do you make the judge laugh on Monday? You tell him a joke on Friday. The Maine farmer was sort of a recluse. He liked to be alone. And he's sitting in his kitchen one day, and through the kitchen door comes an influx of company, relatives. They're all standing around there. And one of them says, it seems there's not enough chairs. And he said, yeah, plenty of chairs, just too much company. Woman to taxi driver, cabbie, can you back up 3/4 of a mile? What for? I don't have enough money to pay for this. Okay, I hope there's one here I can't read. I hope that we made up for them. Do you think this will work? Welcome to 30 Seconds, the world's tiniest television show. This woman was asked, why do you always take your paycheck to the bank? You get paid and immediately you walk your paycheck to the bank. And she said, it's too little to go by itself. My dear people, the news is the Chinese telephone book is not going to be published anymore. There are so many wings and so many wongs. People are winging the wrong number. A little boy says, I do not understand my parents. When I'm noisy, they spank me. When I'm quiet, they take my temperature. Barber said to his customer, where are you going on your vacation? And the customer says, well, I'm going to Rome. The barber says, you won't like Rome. The beds are hard, the food's no good, and you'll never get to see the Pope. Well, the young man was disheartened, but he decided to go anyway. When he got back, the barber says, where'd you go on your vacation? And the young man says, I went to Rome. The beds were very comfortable, the food was delicious, and I did get to see the Pope. The barber says, you got to see the Pope? What did the Pope say to you? And the young man says, well, he pat me on the head 3 times. And then he said, where did you get that haircut? Hi, my folks. Welcome to 30 Seconds Glendora. And Adam, A-T-O-M, was sitting on a park bench, and he looked dejected. And a man came along, and he said, why do you look dejected? And the atom says, well, I'm not an atom any longer. I lost an electron. I'm an ion. The man says, are you sure? The atom says, well, I'm positive. Hi, folks. Welcome to 30 Seconds Glendora. What was the epitaph on the tombstone of the hypochondriac. See? I told you I was sick. Johnny, the teacher said, I think you cheated on the test. I think you copied down from the girl that was sitting in front of you or from the girl who was sitting at your right. The question was, who was the first president of the United States? She wrote down Washington, and you wrote down Washington. And the second question was, who was the president during the Civil War? She wrote down Lincoln, and you wrote down Lincoln. And the third question was, who was president during the Louisiana Purchase? She wrote down, I don't know, and you wrote down, me neither. Welcome to 30 Seconds with Glendora. And I have decided, folks, that the advice that I give is very good. Nobody comes back for more. The Chinese tourist wrote home, the American university is a vast athletic institution, whereby some studies are maintained for the benefit of the feeble-bodied. Welcome everybody to Glendora 30 Seconds. You know that children are a comfort in your old age, and they also help you reach it faster. Dad, don't be so harsh on my new boyfriend. He has only one fault. Dad, right, he's unbearable. Hi folks, welcome to 30 Seconds with Glendora. Marilyn says, I haven't slept days. And Carolyn says, well, try sleeping nights. And the mother said, did you thank Mrs. Baxter for the lovely birthday party she gave the children? Well, the little girl said, I was standing in line and I was going to thank her. And the girl in front of me thanked her. And Mrs. Baxter says, don't mention it, so I didn't. Hi, folks. Welcome to 30 Seconds with Glendora. Marilyn says, I haven't slept for days. And Carolyn says, well, try sleeping nights. And the mother said, did you thank Mrs. Baxter for the lovely birthday party that she gave the children? And the little girl said, well, I was standing in line and I was going to thank her, and the girl in front of me thanked her, and Mrs. Baxter says, don't mention it, so I didn't.